Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here once again. I am here to review Best Sellers, starring Michael Caine and Aubrey Plaza. Now, I didn't have any plans to watch this movie, I just kind of came across it and watched it. And honestly, I should have probably just stayed away from it, you look at the poster, you know what you're getting into. The poster is very cliche, it's very typical. It's a type of poster you see all the time. I mean, they probably got it like off of a template poster website like, "Okay, you're making this type of movie. Here's your poster." And it's like this stupid blank template where you can just put a bunch of pictures on that you want and customize it like a little bit and then you pay like $1 for it. That's what it's like, the poster. And then you get into the movie and the movie is just, it's exactly what the poster said it would be. But unfortunately, it's a little worse. It got worse over time, that is. This movie was sort of advertised as a comedy, and I expected like a really good comedy movie with like obviously a meaningful element to it, but instead it was a dramedy, and it turned into a straight up drama as it went on. It really it just I hate those movies where they tell you it's going to be a comedy and you expect it to be, and then you watch it and it's like, oh, this is so depressing. Like, isn't that a terrible feeling? You're watching a movie and like, ugh. You want to laugh in a comedy movie. Good comedies can have a lot of comedy and then have a little tiny bit of drama. Think Superbad, think American Pie. Those movies, they had just a little bit of drama at the very end, or like a little, sprinkle. This movie is just drama everywhere. You have this cliche ass plot. I don't even want to say the plot because I told Safi about this movie and I just basically laid out the plot for her and she laughed her ass off and said, "Oh, that's so cliche. That's so been done before." And it's basically like a Hallmark movie type thing, except it's even worse because it's advertised as a comedy. It looks like it should be a comedy, but it's not. There are some attempts at jokes. The best joke in the movie came from Cary Elwes. Is that how you say his name? He played this critic who's basically mimicking uh, the the uh, the Truman Capote, and he's basically doing an impression of him, and it's really funny. He comes over to see Michael Caine, and it's a really funny impression actually. And I thought like, wow, that was a really funny little joke that you could have brought him back. You could have used him a bit more, because honestly, this movie sort of it's a typical movie where they talk about the sad writer who is misunderstood, but then they have like this critic character who's like a stereotype of what people think critics are like miserable jackasses who, they'll take personal offense and then use that in their review and just give your work bad reviews. Like, that's, come on, really? Like, it's 2021. Are we really still in that era of like just, bashing critics? I mean, I understand there's tons of horrible critics out there, especially movie critics. And, I understand that there's an urge to shit all over them. But when you have everyone else in the movie sort of be a character, and then you just have the critic as a one dimensional cardboard cutout, then that's kind of trash. So I thought that that could have been handled better in terms of just better written. This movie, I looked it up, and this movie was this guy's first ever film that he wrote, And for his first film, he did a pretty good job. You know, when people make their first films, you got to give them leeway to mess up so that they can learn from their mistakes and make a better movie in the future. And so I'm just going to go through all of the mistakes now because this movie is full of mistakes. It shouldn't have been called bestsellers. It should have been called best mistakes or fucking worst mistakes. You know, whatever. Because some people actually like all these mistakes and think that it's like a really good movie. Uh, which, I mean, let's start off. Aubrey Plaza does not work in this movie. She's supposed to play this character where she's not just the bitchy mean girl that she always plays. She's got soul. She's got she's got character. She's got all these sides to her that you get to see them throughout the movie and see that she's a full character. No, you really don't because her acting is a very specific style. And if she's not in the right role, if she's not in the right movie, it's not going to work. And for some reason, they still haven't learned that yet. She was horribly miscast in this movie. She was not right for the part. I don't really think anyone can be right for the part, though, because the part is literally just a walking cliche. I mean, this character has just been done before so many times where you have like the misunderstood kid who, he inherited his family business or she inherited her family business and she has to live up to her parents' name. Like, wow, that's just been done a million times, hasn't it? And so she's really, she's a good actress. Like I've bashed on her in Child's Play remake, and but she needs to be cast in the right roles in the right movies. Like they're really terrible with casting nowadays. They really drop the ball. They do all these gender swaps and race swaps. That's not even the worst of it. The worst of it is things like this, where you have a good actress like Aubrey Plaza, and then you take her and you put her in these movies where she should not be there. I mean, in my opinion, if I got to cast her in anything, I would cast her in a true crime movie. And I would have her be probably like a character where you think she's evil because of, just how she is, and then you find out she's not, or something like that. I would have her be in like a role like that. Or there's so many roles. Right off the top of my head, I could literally just picture her in different kinds of roles. Like maybe she's sorry about that. I'm coming off a little cold. Like maybe she's a determined sibling. Like she has a sibling who she needs to help. She's really determined to help him. Like she could play so many roles, even though she just has this particular style of acting. And yet all Hollywood is going to do is sabotage her and put her in these roles where she does not fit. She did not fit in this movie, sadly. And, she was one of the reasons why I watched the movie. I thought, maybe she'll be good in this movie. No. That was very unfortunate, and it's unfortunate that they keep sabotaging her because she's a good actress and she does not deserve to uh, keep having these shitty movies, these shitty roles that she does not fit at all. Now let's get to Michael Caine. Because Michael Caine is a different story. This role was sort of made for him. It's like a typical role that people play when they get older. They play the guy who, he used to be something great, but now he's not. And, he's got some personal issues, with his dead relatives or something. It's a cliche ass role, but it's a typical role that old people play. And I'm just saying that like in general. I'm not saying like anything bad about it. Sometimes it works really well. In this case, Michael Caine did a good job. Like usual. he was given a terrible script, though, with terrible dialogue. I mean, there's this running joke in the movie, and I use the term joke very loosely, but there's a running joke in the movie where he just says bullshit over and over again, and it is just. It is the most stupidest, most cringeworthy thing I've ever seen this whole year almost. Like, it is just complete. It's so bad. I mean, guys, just imagine if I got on here and I just said bullshit, 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 bullshit. You guys would click off. You click the thumbs down. You wouldn't be celebrating that. This guy is like this famous author, and he wrote this like really loved book a long time ago, and now all he's doing is just saying bullshit, 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 bullshit. And honestly, I just thought that he was doing it to sabotage things because he was pissed off and that he had to do this. It's the typical, oh, that guy doesn't want to do the thing, and we got to get him to do it. We got to get him to get into it. God, I don't even want to get into the plot anymore. I mean, oh, God. You could just tear apart the entire plot and just say, that was cliche, that was cliche, that was trash, that was trash. Like, that is the whole plot. And the three acts are very distinctive. They're very different acts. The first act is this horribly cliche setup. The second act is like this comedy type thing. And then the third act is like this sad drama where everything is sad. And Michael Caine is sad. Aubrey Plaza is sad. Everyone's sad. Everyone wants to cry. And then at the end, they never cry. Michael Caine dies at the end. That's what happens. And then Aubrey Plaza is gifted to him a chest full of manuscripts. And that's how the movie ends. And it just was not worth it. It just was not worth the time. It was not worth the resources to make this movie. It should have been written a lot better. I don't really know if it could have been better though, honestly, because it's such a cliche story. Like there wasn't anything really unique about this movie at all. There wasn't anything that about the plot that set it apart from any other movie that's been done before that's like this. But Michael Caine was good. Obviously he's going to give a good performance. The way that I judge Michael Caine movies is very different from the way that I judge other movies, though. Because if you guys don't know, Michael Caine declined to be in the greatest Alfred Hitchcock movie of all time, Frenzy. He was supposed to play the necktie killer, and Frenzy is my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie of all time. It's a fantastic film. It's incredible. It's really really underrated, and Michael Caine didn't want to be in it because he didn't want to play the bad guy. He does all he's really evil in the movie. I understand why, but every movie that he does, the one question that I ask is it better than Frenzy? And if it is, then I say, good job, Michael Caine, you passed on Frenzy. But then if it isn't, I say, oh, you passed on Frenzy for this? To end up doing this crap? And with this movie, this is a big no. This is nowhere near as good as Frenzy. This movie couldn't even touch Frenzy with a fucking 1,000-foot pole. So, this movie's nowhere near as good as Frenzy, bro. And so that's how I judge this movie. I don't know why that fell. Just some paper fell. Maybe a ghost got mad at what I said and they just threw the paper. I'm serious. There was like I think it was my artwork and it just fell down now. It fell down the back of the. Oh shit, I'm going to have to get that. I think a ghost was mad at what I said, but honestly, it lacked originality. It lacked, it had heart. It had all the things that, make a good movie, but it did not have the script. And I'm telling you guys, the script is king. The script is the most important aspect of a film. I don't care what anyone says. That's why Quentin Tarantino does so well, because he writes perfect scripts. That's why his movies are liked. Like his movies, a lot of the times they aren't that great in terms of the story, but it's written so well that you don't even care. This movie was not written well. It just was so cliche. And I gotta say, it was nice seeing Knives from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I didn't recognize her at all, but it was really fun seeing her. Unfortunately, she got reduced to playing this like bumbling, klutzy Asian like assistant who just messes up things and oh no, I messed that up. Oh no, I messed that up. I'm just the awkward little assistant who stands in the corner and shrivels up into a ball. That was pretty sad seeing. I mean, honestly, she would have been better fit to play the main role than Aubrey Plaza. So they really should have thought about that. So overall, this movie, I don't know what to rate it in terms of food, honestly, because it was just so weird. It was so like pointless and so, Hallmark movie-ish. I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna give this movie a rating much better than it deserves. I'm gonna give this movie. Let's see. Sorry about that. I am going to give this movie a bowl of potato soup. And on top of the bowl of potato soup is a little bit of cheese all over it. And the cheese is Michael Caine. And you always love cheese and things, and but this potato soup, it's from the store, and so you got store bought potato soup. That's the movie. It's cliche. It's boring. It's been done before. Better, potato soup, homemade. Peanut butter solution was potato soup. Peanut butter solution was better than this movie. So it's store bought potato soup with a little bit of cheese on top. And unfortunately, it's really unfortunate too because I wanted to love this movie. I went in really excited and I kept on checking the runtime over and over again. Like I wanted this movie to end so bad. It felt like 5 hours of movie because they just kept on doing so many stupid little plot points of like, oh no, we gotta try that. Okay, Michael, you go in the corner and say bullshit and then sell t-shirts and then we're gonna do this and that. And it's like, God, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care about this crap. It's so cliche. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, tell me what you thought. I know a lot of people loved it. They thought that it was a nice, heartwarming movie. I don't really see movies that way. If they're really unoriginal, they can't warm my heart at all, regardless of anything. And I really just did not like the writing or Aubrey Plaza. She was miscast. She did not fit. You can't put a square in a round hole. You know what I mean? And then subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more movie reviews. So goodbye, everybody. See you soon.